Okay, good morning from Chiang Rai, guys. This is Ray, and I'm with Damian, who, as you know, the last time we chatted, he was off to escape the Smoky season. So let's find out about his success and what he did and where he went and why. Damian, over to you.
We'll start with the why.
Good. Why is good.
Northern Thailand has a history of what they call a smoky season. Starts sometime in February, usually done near the end of April. Here we are, second week of May. It's still on a little bit.
A little bit.
But when I moved to Thailand a year ago, I made a deal with myself that I would travel during the smoky season because I don't deal so well with it. It's hard for me to breathe, and I just thought, well, I'm going to travel anyways. I want to go home to the USA and see family and stuff. So I planned this trip, and but I mean, one thing to think about is that every area that you might consider moving to and becoming an expat is going to have a downside. And for me, that downside was the smoky season. And so my plan to cope with it was to travel half in Thailand and another half overseas. So the first half, I rented a car, which is very reasonably priced, by the way.
Yeah.
I think it.
Can I get?
Yeah.
Can I disturb you for
No,
a moment?
please, yeah.
Okay. 1 second. I need to check the battery on the camera. Okay, we're at about 50%. All right, I can cut that out, right?
Okay. Yeah,
Okay,
no
sorry about that.
no problem.
So where were you again? My memory sucks.
It's okay. So every area has its downside, and any country that you may consider moving to and becoming an expat, as I have for the last year here in northern Thailand, you sometimes want to select it not just on what place do you want to be and live, but also what has the downside that you can cope with. Or that you can deal with. And so some people, you mentioned in a video that they deal with it like, how do you deal with the smoky season?
Smoky season?
Yeah.
Well, it depends on on a really bad day, and there's not a whole lot of them. I just don't go out any more than I have to.
Right.
If I have to go out, I go out. I wear a mask. While I'm in the house, if the PM is high, I got my air purifier running.
Right.
And it's all good.
Right.
It's all good.
So as moving here, it was a promise to myself that I would travel during that time. So the first month, I rented a car, and because I didn't want to spend both months away from my precious dog, my little Cocker Spaniel, because Pi, he's my companion. So he was very happy riding all the way down. I, however, was not, because I drove all the way from here down to the island of Smoky. And one thing I learned is to escape the smoky season, you got to go south, south, south. Bangkok's not enough. Even Hua Hin, you got to keep on going south, and then finally you got to break it in. And once I took the ferry over to the island, yeah, it was nice clear air. So it was a lot of driving. I don't think I want to do that again. A good solid 4 days of driving. And I learned a lot about how Thai drivers deal with the fast lane. They're very insistent that you go very fast, and if not, they want to pass you yesterday. And so you're dealing with that a lot. So you're putting up with some stuff. One thing that was great was the gas stations are like full-on rest stops. They're on like huge plots of land, and they have restaurants and shops and
7-Eleven.
Yeah, 7-Eleven, place to take the dog, sometimes. But when I got to the island, I was glad that I rented a car, and here's why, Ray. There are a lot, I thought there were inexperienced motorcyclists here, but there are a lot of unlicensed, flip-flop wearing, no shirt wearing, maybe intoxicated, I don't know, but a lot of foreigners that were traveling along there and on the very thin roads, and I was just glad to have some steel around me there. And so what I did was I stayed there for 3 weeks, and my first couple days at the resort there, it was a nice little resort on the beach, and my dog, he loved walking on the beach, but I had another downside that I wasn't expecting? Can you guess what that might have been?
Diarrhea?
Been known to happen to people when they're traveling. Bed bugs.
Oh, bed bugs.
Yes. So you've had them before?
I've only ever had them once in my life.
Yeah, right.
And that was in a hotel in Chiang Mai.
Yeah.
Rather expensive hotel at
Right.
the time, 3,000 baht a night.
Got
And I
a
was shocked.
Yeah,
We got bitten to hell.
right. So, and this was a while ago, right? But,
Oh, it was 12 years ago.
yeah. So the equivalent of around $100 US a night. It goes to show that in the United States you could stay at a 5-star resort, and they've got an issue with bed bugs. They're hard to get rid of, and they can travel in your suitcase. So you
Yeah.
got to be very careful. But I had them spray down the room or the bed and change out the sheets and stuff like that, and I didn't get bit again the entire stay. So it was fine. Got it taken care of. But it just goes to show, sometimes you're getting away from something that you think is a downside, like the smoky season here, and you got something on the downside waiting for you there.
Yeah.
So,
And that's not to mention the beached whales on Koh Samui Beach.
I didn't see one.
Didn't you see any beached whales?
No. Oh, are we talking about the same thing?
Well, I know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Some of them are beluga.
So, I came back, took more days of driving, and then took the dog to his dog sitter, who loves him and sends me pictures and photos, videos of him. And then I hopped a flight towards the USA, my home, or what was my home. And but what I did was I took a week just for myself there in Tokyo, because usually my flight will stop in Tokyo. And I grew up on Godzilla movies. I just had to check it out. What a town, man! What a city! I have never seen such a densely populated city, so well run and so organized and so clean and efficient. And the I got everywhere on the trains. It was easy to figure out. I fell in love with that Japan, and I just want to go back. So that was really neat. And I stayed in one of those pod hotels. Okay, now I upgraded. I found a room I could stand up
You
in.
got a suite.
Yeah, suite. Yes, it was as big
Quite
as
sweet.
The suite was as big as my mattress.
Oh,
But I'm traveling alone. I want to save money and buy gifts for grandkids and have fun. So it was a neat experience, and everybody was so quiet and respectful. Oh my gosh, it was, very, very different culture. It was great to do it, and I want to do it again. So had fun, and guys, I even caught a Beatles tribute band called the Parrots, and if you get a chance to see them, they're incredible. Think about Japanese accuracy and efficiency brought to recreating Beatles music, and it was done live, and it was just incredible. So yeah, all the stuff I did there was fun, and then I got back to the U.S. And then when I arrived at the airport in Reno, Nevada, can you tell me or guess what the first thing that hit me was when I arrived?
yeah,
Back in the
First-
U.S. after a year here.
yeah.
Yeah.
So had you eaten anything?
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, no, it wasn't that. It wasn't repercussions of
Homelessness?
eating. It was the lack of humidity and smoke in the air hit me all at once when I saw the landscapes and the mountain ranges, the Sierra, and how stark it was. It's like if you were watching this video and you turned the contrast all the way up, so the edges were so, it was like going from an old television to a brand new 4K TV. It was just like that stark, and you could see so far. And it's something I didn't appreciate, when I was living there as my home. So my brother made a very reasonable request of me, and he said, "Hey, you had bed bugs, right?" I said, "Yeah, it was a month ago. No problem since." He said, "Well, still, because you're staying at our mutual parents' house in their guest room, I think maybe you should do something." And I said, "All right, I'm going to spray everything down, run all of my clothing through a hot dryer, clean out the suitcase, just make doubly sure that I didn't have even one hop in with me." So that as a courtesy and staying in their home, you know, I wanted to do that. I did everything I wanted to do in the U.S. for 3 weeks, or for a month. I saw everybody I wanted to see, family, friends. We had lots of fun and a lot of great meals, which I'm glad to be back here and back at the gym because I got to work some of that off. But it was a really great experience. And then coming back to Shanghai after several flights, I arrived here a week ago, and what did I discover?
Smoke.
Smoke in the air, coming over from Laos and Myanmar and Thailand, and just, you know, burning the rice fields and the crops. We got another week of it.
Yeah, well, at least you got to experience both sides.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. So
good, the bad, and the ugly.
So that was nice. It was just kind of like it was like the ex-girlfriend coming back to get something. Oh, I left something here. Really, I'd rather not see you, but okay.
Is
get your stuff.
your ex-girlfriend transgender?
No, is yours?
No, but you sound, I mean, your impression.
Was that an impression? Was I sounding like a lady boy there?
Well,
What? Hey,
I wasn't sure if it was a lady boy or just, you know.
You want to see my lady boy impression?
Nah, not really, but go ahead.
Ask me what kind of smoothie I want.
What kind of smoothie do you want?
Mango. All right, so anyway, where was I? Oh yeah, I'm back. It's a week of smoke, and I'm just kind of dealing with it. And then past couple of days, we got some good rains. It's all clear. But I wouldn't say that I got depressed for that week, but I would say I kind of got the blues. Just kind of like, oh man, I came so far to escape this, and here it is waiting for me. But it was just kind of
poetic justice,
right? And then as things started clearing up, and I could see the mountains here again, and I started walking the dog, and just getting back into my routine, I started relaxing and really feeling just kind of a nice, soothing feeling of home. Why I chose Shanghai and Thailand as my home here. And it was kind of, there's a part of me, like, after all that, crazy travel and everything, that was kind of like, what's next? You know, is that all there is to a disco? And I kind of had to let that feeling subside and just relax and get back into the relaxed groove of this town and lifestyle. Because I will confess that when I was in the U.S., something I noticed was just this dull hum of stress. Yeah, there was road rage, there was, stuff you put up with, and I don't know if it was coming from other people or if it was just in the air. Or, gosh, if some people could just stop talking about politics, really, please. I'm listening politely, but I have my limit. And so, I don't know, they say everybody travels with an invisible suitcase. And sometimes your expectations or your what you're trying to get away from, or you take it with you. And so being back here, I kind of opened that invisible suitcase and let it air out, and I'm happy. I'm just like this morning. I was walking my dog and I'm happy. And so if you're thinking about becoming an expat and look in another area, look at the upside, the downside, and if you want to find bad news on YouTube about a country, you're going to find it.
Or a city.
A city,
person.
Sure. It all comes down to what do you feel like you can deal with? Because I feel like it reaffirmed my choice. I'm glad I signed a lease for another year to stay here, and I'm digging it. So that chapter now is complete in my life, and I feel like when you do it and then you go get back, and a lot of people ask me, are you going to move back here to the USA? And I'd say, I don't feel like there's a back anymore. I don't necessarily feel like a citizen of Thailand. I'm a guest here. But I feel more like a citizen of the world, if that makes sense. I don't feel like, ask me where my home is, and I'll ask you, where's my dog? Always where my dog is. So that feeling of home is not so confining as it once was.
Yeah. Home is not a singularly definitive word.
Yeah.
It
So-
can't be.
Yeah, you know, and in retirement and trying to relax a little bit, it's a good feeling to just kind of let go and relax after a whirlwind adventure. But it's nice to have it behind me as well.
Well, it's better than having that bit of string behind you tied to your heel that you can keep pulling and kick yourself in the arse. You know.
That's self-administered stress, is that?
Well,
what
no, that's the, you know.
Yeah.
Why didn't I? Why didn't I?
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, yeah. The woulda, shoulda, coulda. That
That's
people,
the ones.
Yeah, they talk about, you know, I'm going to leave this country, or if so and so gets elected, I'm leaving this country. Well, no, you're not. You know. Okay. Do you have a passport? The people that talk about leaving somewhere don't even own a passport.
Well, and the ones that talked about leaving last time are still there.
Well, yeah, and we're not mocking you. You know, I'm sure people have good intentions and that type of thing, and it may feel good to know that you have a release mechanism of some kind. But a lot of times, is, you know, just if you travel and go spend some time somewhere else, you start to see the differences of the USA. And maybe in another video coming up, we'll talk about some of those differences I saw between having lived here in Thailand and gone back to the USA.
That would be an interesting chat.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that would be interesting.
Cool.
Okay, now are you done for now?
We've fried another battery there, Ray.
Yeah, we probably have. Okay, folks, he's finished now, so we can wrap it up. I'll let him say goodbye first.
Thanks a lot. As we say in Thailand, Sawadee krap.
Yeah. Bye. Sawadee krap.